comment, and subscribe.
But for this Let's Talk Jinx, because of the influx of new players thanks to Arcane, let's make a video kind of talking about a refresher of some new tips and tricks if you're looking to pick up Jinx or even just new to League of Legends to begin with. And I know this sometimes can be a repetitive idea over the years, but it's been, a minute since we've done this, and again, because of Arcane, why not? With that being said, one of the first things for me that I would say as a Jinx player to do is, if you're on this video for that reason, make sure to check out the comment section, because there's going to be all kinds of different Jinx players down there that will have great advice both on the subreddit and on the video, so make sure to go check that out as well. Now, first and foremost, when it comes to summoner spells, Heal and Flash are usually the best two spells most people will say to take on a champion like Jinx, because with most AD carries, that's the two best ones to have. Now, there are going to be some situations, however, where maybe the support has a bunch of heals, a lot of heals, all of the heals, enough heals to heal nature even. So maybe you can get away sometimes taking a different summoner spell, especially if you're on like a coordinated team, or you're playing with friends or something, you want to try something wacky, sure. But like the default setting summoner spells for AD carries like Jinx is usually Heal and Flash. Now you can put those on whatever two buttons you want. That's the D and F keys though, by the way. The second biggest thing I could probably pass off though is she's immobile. Now what does that mean? It means she has one of the slowest movement speeds in the game. There's a lot of things in the game that are just straight up faster than she is. And that's supposed to be on purpose. It's supposed to be one of her weaknesses, is that she's slower with all those heavy weapons and stuff. And also that other things that can counter her can also gap close and get to her a lot easier if she's also already pretty slow. Now to make up for that, of course, she has a lot of high range, right? The rocket launcher even has significantly more range after the buff that they put into it this season as well. So there are some advantages to being slower. Is usually a lot of champions that are mobile have some sort of, or at least one really good long range ability to compensate for that, and that's part of why they're immobile versus like say a Vayne or Sivir, who have a lot of mobility but have a lot shorter range because of it. So that's another one to keep note of. The third one to keep note of, and I think this one's a big one to end on. I'm gonna keep this video short because I want to encourage you again to read the comment section and look at other people's answers as well, because there's gonna be a lot of good ones on something like this. But for me, one of the biggest ones, if you're just new, not just to Jinx but to League period, is items. Now, fortunately, with the recent item shop change, they made it so the game kind of tells you what you should kind of be building on your champion per game too. Like, it will adapt. If it's like, hey, you have an enemy mage in the game that's really powerful right now, you need to start building some magic resist by building, say, this Hex Drinker or whatever. But first and foremost, two quick things. For one, even though there's a lot of items in the game, they fall into usually one of two categories. They're either a magic damage item, or just a magic item, mage item, or they're a physical damage dealing item. And Jinx is a physical damage dealing champion, so you can ignore the mage items out the gate and only focus on the physical stuff. For two, Jinx is considered a late game AD carry. There's usually early game AD carries that want to build like, lethality and some early game damage items. Jinx is a late game one who focuses more on her auto attacks and building crit and scaling up into the late game. So that being said, when you go into the shop and you're looking for items, first and foremost at the top should be a tab that says Marksman with a whole bunch of different symbols in there as well. You want to go into that tab. Marksman, AD carry, same thing. Secondly, you want to look for items that give you crit. So when you hover over an item, look for things that say, 20% crit chance, 15% crit chance. A lot of those have damage built into them as well, and a lot of them tend to have some attack speed as well, because your attacks, your auto attacks specifically, of course, are going to be what your main source of damage is going to be, especially once you get late game. So again, the major one I'm going to leave you on is items, because I think items was one I struggled with when I first played the game. Just period, right? Like I played Ahri, for example. She was the first mage champion I picked up, but no one told me what mage items were, so I kept building her like AD carry and putting, AD items on her. And so sure, her auto attacks ended up being really disgusting, but her spells did no damage. I never knew why for the longest time. No one would tell me. So that's going to be what I'm going to end the video on, is those three things. Watch out for the immobility. Those summoner spells are probably going to be your best friends for healing you out of situations, and flashing to make up for that immobility. And then items. Items are a big one. So build items in case you want specific names, like Edge of Infinity, Infinity's Edge. I actually forgot the name of it. You know what I'm trying to say. The crit sword, the main one, but like Bloodthirster, Runon's Hurricane, Phantom Dancer, things like that. Berserker's Greaves when it comes to boots, because those are the boots that give attack speed as well, and things like that. Infinity's Edge, thank you. With that being said, I'm going to end the video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification, the actual subscribe button. But I don't know which video will be next, because life can have a lot of kinks. So till this time, take care. ggGetJinxed. Thank you for watching, and enjoy pizza responsibly.